Hello. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit with me, your nutrition coach. My name is Jackie Poole, and I'm so glad that you are here today. We talk about mom life, weight loss, habits, nutrition, and everything in between. And so we are here in the month of February, and this is the month of love. This is the month of happiness. It's only the second month of the year. So today I saw fitting how to achieve happiness for yourself and not seek it with everyone else around you, and just to be happy with yourself, love yourself. And that's what we are going to be focusing on today. So when people are always in search of happiness, it could be from, I'll be really happy whenever I get to go on this dream vacation. There's so many things that gives us, that sense of happiness, but sometimes it may fail to deliver in the long run. So not only am I going to be talking about how to achieve happiness and the formula to it, but we're also going to be talking about how to boost, natural ways to boost our serotonin. And so what is serotonin? Serotonin is one of the body's natural chemicals that create a long-lasting feeling of happiness or well-being. Now, serotonin plays a really big key role in such body that it controls your mood, your sleep, digestion, nausea, wound healing, bone health, all of these things, sexual desire. And before I got to the happiness formula, I wanted to give you some natural ways of boosting your serotonin. And stay tuned towards the end so you can listen to that formula on how to achieve happiness. So let's talk about the ways that you can boost your serotonin's natural levels without doing all of these prescriptions, right? We want to do it the natural way, the best way, the easiest way, the healthier way. So, number one is regular exposure to sunlight can definitely help to strengthen serotonin receptors, especially within the first hour of waking. And so that is super important. Sometimes if we're driving on our way to work, we are there in a building in the morning, we might not get that natural sunlight exposure. So even doing really, nice red light therapy first thing in the morning, kind of to substitute the natural sunlight, if you don't have that availability to do, that would be an option as well. Now, I'm such a big preacher. I do this myself. I go on a walk every single morning in the morning before breakfast, or I try walking, after lunch with my little one, no matter what it is, but I try going to do that during the day, at least 2 walks during the day. And they're 10-minute walks, guys. They don't have to be that long. As long as you're moving, you're getting that sun, it's going to make a huge difference on how your serotonin levels rise. Now, even eating breakfast outdoors in the sunshine can help. A couple of examples that for supplements that can help with this would also be vitamin B6, zinc, magnesium, of course, vitamin D, right? These are all necessary for serotonin production and good mental health. So these are just a couple of ways that you can start off your day with those supplements, with that, red light therapy, with that natural sunlight exposure to get your boost of serotonin. Now, we talked a little bit of vitamins, getting plenty of vitamins and nutrients from maybe seafood, leafy greens, vegetables, fruits, nuts, also boost your levels. I always love to do oatmeal when I'm doing like heavy strength days. I've been picking that up lately. And honestly, with the oatmeal, I add nuts, I add my creatine, I add fruits. I add apples or berries or chia seeds, whatever it is. It's nice, hearty, healthy, keeps me full. I add my protein in there with my creatine as well. So I'm starting my day with a really rich, dense breakfast to get me going to do a hard workout, but this can be to get you through the day. It is super light. Actually, it could be light depending on how much protein, if you're adding protein or stuff, but I just love it. It has everything I need to start my day in the morning. I feel full. I don't feel hungry. It keeps me satisfied, and I get a lot of the nutrients that I need to start my day first thing in the morning. So choosing a good balanced breakfast with some of these things that I just mentioned are going to boost your serotonin levels as well. Now, serotonin production relies on amino acids to ensure that you're getting plenty of protein. So again, that's why I always add protein to my oatmeal, keeps me satisfied. So, but you also got to choose a wide variety of quality sources, right? Whether both animal or vegetarian. You can choose grass-fed, organic, however possible. Blueberries have also been shown to increase serotonin, so that's also on my oatmeal at days. I try to switch it out. But starting your day with good proteins, foods, a good breakfast, quality choice, organic choices are going to definitely boost your serotonin levels. Now, I cannot talk about this enough, but regular exercise boosts your serotonin levels as well by reducing tryptophan, inhibiting amino acids in the bloodstream. And so what that means is a regular exercise and body movement are most commonly known way to release tryptophan, and that essentially stimulates serotonin. Another way is physical contact, like hugging and even massage has been known to increase serotonin levels. You may need like carbohydrates to produce serotonin as well, so be sure to be eating a lot of fiber, grain-rich foods, starchy vegetables instead. Again, I'm such an oatmeal person. Carrots, all of those things that are nice, high in fiber, green apples. I love all of those. And so those are always good food choices. So you notice a lot of these tips are a lot of food-based choices that you can be making and taking in with some small activities that are going to make such a big difference on how your serotonin levels are. And finally, if natural methods are really not working for you, if you're taking your vitamins, if you're eating your greens, your vegetables, starting your day off right with light and all of that stuff, then if natural methods don't work for you and you think you have a something that's underlying like depression, always encourage to seek essential medical help. You just never know. If you are doing all the right things and you're still not feeling the best yourself, and you have this kind of unsettling feeling that you might need help, then there's no shame in that game. Always talk to a medical provider that can definitely provide you with additional tips, and there's no such thing as right or wrong way to cure yourself from whatever is going on. But today, these are just a few tips that you can do to boost your serotonin levels and start feeling a little bit more happier, not only with yourself, but with your body and what is going on around you. Now, let's talk about the how to achieve happiness formula. So to do that, I'm going to mention of a acronym. It's called PERMA. And so we're going to go through a couple of things. And this is something that I've learned in my nutrition program. And it's actually super simple. And it's based on kind of things that we already have and know to build, but we don't really think is capable of. And so when I read this, it's kind of so simple that it makes it kind of like, well, I could have done this a long time ago kind of thing. And so again, the acronym is called PERMA. And so let's start with the P. Is creating positive emotions, which is also known as optimism. And so again, life can get in the way of things sometimes, and we can be, swallowed whole in our worries, in our fears, in the what if, and sometimes we can just be stuck in those doubts and in those thoughts that are in our head. Sometimes we might not even sleep because of those, unsettling things that might be happening to us. And so having that optimism, having that gratitude, and just kind of taking that effect of being grateful, you can really make a change on how you're feeling in this particular situation. And honestly, whatever the situation is, always be grateful that for whatever reason, it's meant to be because of that. I thank God for it happening this way. There's a better plan. There's something better coming out for me. I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna make this happen another way. Always staying positive. And sometimes I know that can be hard, and you're allowed to feel that fear, that doubt, being scared, angry, worried. You're allowed to have those emotions, but the thing is, don't stay there, right? You don't want to live there, and because it's definitely going to take you through a path of not progressing into feeling happy and having those positive emotions. So again, we have emotions for a reason. We're allowed to have them for multiple occasions, cases, whatever's happening, but grounding ourselves and staying true to really focusing on what matters and what could be and what's the best thing to go about, right? So always staying optimistic. E is engagement. That's involving yourself and finding activities that demand your full attention. For example, for me as a mom, a stay-home mom, I love doing these podcasts. I love doing these things for you. I find the time. I do these during my kiddo and he's napping, and I feel like I'm engaging with my listeners and really providing good content and, writing the emails that I give out every week, because that drives me. That's something that I love to do, that I know that people are getting good quality tips and advice because I care about you. I care about what you hear, what you do, what you make of life, and health legacy is something that I want to bring to my family, and hopefully I can bring to you as well. And it does involve me taking some time to, write what I'm going to say, write what I'm going to email, finding things, researching things. So it does require me to have an attention. So I'm not just a stay-home mom. I create content for you, so it helps you out, and that makes me happy. Whether I get one download or 20 downloads, it doesn't matter. I know I made a difference to that one person that's reading the email, that one person that's listening to the podcast. So that makes me happy. So finding activities that you might, find attractive and engage your full attention. And sometimes it's hard because as a mom, sometimes we live in that world of, I have 3 kids, I have to take them here, I have to take them there. And sometimes we don't have that ability where we have our attention on what we want is on everybody else, but we really have to find that time to create it. And there's no, there's no, how do I say this? There's no way to just kind of put it on the side. I'll do it next time. Oh no, I'm making myself just like I need to eat, I need to give time to this as well. So, next letter is R, is relationships. We as humans are very social animals, and something that we desire is love and intimacy. And as I was saying a few episodes ago, my husband was working from home now, which is so awesome. And he was actually not with us the first 3 weeks of January. And I'm just loving that he's home. I get to talk to him. We actually have conversations. I can't remember the last time that we went to bed and had a really nice conversation together. Sometimes life happens, and he is something that I just needed in my life. I didn't realize I needed, but I was just drowning. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids, but it's a love and hate relationship. Whether you're with them 24/7, okay, I need a little break for myself. I need to have an adult conversation, so having those relationships, having a best friend, having somebody that you can interact with. I hadn't been able to be going to these groups, but I love trying new things. I love going and meeting groups and occasionally doing activities when time allows it, because I meet new people, I create new friends, and I see them, they see me, and it's something that is so valuable. And I think we put that on the side, and that's something that I know I've put that on the side before. I used to say I don't need friends, and moving here to a new city when I didn't have that option of not going to my mom's house or a cousin's house, I didn't have that, is building those relationships are so important for your self, just to unwind, to have conversations, to express how you feel, express your thoughts, release some stress. Maybe you're feeling something and you want to talk about it. We need that. We need to show love and appreciation to not just our family and our loved ones, but to our friends as well. And those relationships and are going to build on us to feel more happiness as well. Next letter is going to be M, which is meaning, and is having a purpose, which is necessary for feeling satisfied. Now, this one can be a little tricky because I don't think we're, when we think about we have a career, this is what I was meant to do. It's meant to be, be a coach, right? It took me a long time. I was very unsettled after, I guess, COVID. Everything started going to crap with, the shutdown and all of that stuff. And, I thought I was happy with where I was, with how everything was going. But I just realized I wanted to do more than just my day work. I wanted to do something that I felt that made a difference, that made a change, that satisfied me. And I feel like this is doing it. And so you finding something that it's not taking your kids to, maybe you find a church group, a mom group that you really vibe with and you're making a difference. And whatever it is, it's just finding a meaning that's really giving you a purpose and really satisfies you in life. Because life is not all about going to party. When we're younger, life is all about partying, doing this, doing that, checking off those things, going to the club, drinking, having all of those things. But once that is up, what's after, right? What's next? And so really finding your purpose and what you're meant to do, not just getting a job and, checking off boxes. Okay, I got a job. Okay, I got my retirement. Okay, make meaning of something. Like, I love that my brother-in-law is traveling all over the world and he's living life that it's not of a norm, it's not common, it can be scary, difficult, but he's created meaning and purpose behind all of the things that he's doing. So when you find that drive, that that clicks, and not just going on a day, clocking in and clocking out, that's going to make a difference on how you see things and how you view things, and finding that meaning of what you're already doing, because you don't have to change a single thing, but finding the meaning and the purpose of what you're doing and just finding what it means to you is going to make a big difference. Last but not least is going to be accomplishments. And those are the little things, is having goals, having ambitions that are, like you said, if buying your first house, buying a house right now, that's one of my big goals, like getting into a house that we love and really satisfied with it, goals, and have, achieving that in the future again. That's going to make a big difference. So building on those things, that one day I'm going to do this, or if it's health wise, retirement wise, whatever it is, having those accomplishments, having those goals that have you something to look forward to the future and that you're working on right now, it's going to help you achieve that happiness. And putting all of these things together, your positive emotions, your engagement, your relationships, that purpose and that meaning to your life, and setting those goals, putting all of this together is what really creates true happiness. And again, sometimes we are those odd people that we might, not be happy with what we have, but trying those basic initial tips that I started off in the beginning of the episode, and moving on to this formula, and hoping that this will change your view on how to be happy, because it's not just about material things and not just about having, is I think really about giving and fulfilling your needs and accomplishing those things that you want to do, not just today, but accepting new challenges that come in your way as well. I hope today's episode was awesome. I know I really love starting this month this way, and I'm so glad you're here today to listen. If you have any questions, suggestions, please email me at happieryouisahealthieryou@gmail.com. I am so glad that you joined me today, and if you found this helpful, please share it to anybody that you know or might enjoy this episode as well. Thank you for listening today, and we'll talk to you later next time. Bye.